Hey everyone, welcome to Recycling. I'm Theia Friestedt with Volume Fit.
And I'm Beth York with ZwiftWatch.tv. Oh, the countdown is on, Theia.
I love your hair, Beth. Oh. It looks awesome.
Thank you. It was kind of a gamble, right? There's nothing subtle about it. I'll just do it right before we go live. Why not? Yeah.
It's Christmas red. Yeah. I love it. It's perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So speaking of perfect, I was trying to take, I was late with our Christmas cards and I was all stressed out and I moved my lights from the basement up to take pictures of my kids and my dog. And I'm like, this has to be perfect. And, meanwhile, like behind the scenes, I'm snapping at my husband and, it's just so stressful this time of year. And I just wanted a nice picture of my kids with the dog and,
or you can do it just like I did.
What'd you do?
No pictures at all this year.
Oh, yeah.
Too mumuch going on. And in fact, when there's too much going on, I'm sure a lot of you out there are like me, shopping last minute before, there's always something, right? There's always something left. So, if you're shopping for your cyclists last minute, there's always the option of gift cards.
Yes, gift cards, because, there are a lot of things that I think people can buy you that they think are nifty and kind of cool, that our non-cycling friends go, this is a great idea. And you're like, yeah, no, it's a terrible idea. So gift cards are always a good call for our cycling friends. Did you see that link with the useless cycling accessories?
Those are the accessories that if you don't know anything about cycling, please skip these.
That's right.
You do not want to gift anyone.
Oh my gosh.
For example, an airbag helmet.
Yeah, that one is so funny. And they have it like on that like fashion model to make it look like, oh, it's so sleek and cool. But it just looks like she's wearing like this 1950s hair dryer on her head. And
oh my gosh.
It's awful. It's awful. And the other one that's really funny is the banana holder.
The banana holder, because you do need a banana holder.
You do,
because first of all, banana is a great fuel for the bike, but you don't want it to get smushed.
No,
so guess what?
No,
you just put it in a banana holder.
It's so convenient. You just reach down and it's like right there. You have to reach around to the back pocket because that's really difficult.
Yeah.
It's right there.
How about a food tray?
Yeah, well, their food tray and cup holders on a bicycle are hysterical. So I kind of like the bicycle thing, the banana holder and the airbag helmet. I kind of think those are real things. But when I see that like food tray, I'm like, come on, like someone's just really doing this to be funny because there's no way.
It's gotta be. I mean,
yeah,
who is going to use a food tray?
I know. Oh gosh. And then there's that one where, is if you're going to travel with your bike, you're going to sort of wrap your chain and derailleur in a condom-like, container so that it protects your gears.
I do not think that.
Because we ride in dirt and rain and all these other things, but we got to like keep it pristine when it's
right. When I don't.
So back to the gift cards. We can do a local bike shop. I know that your endurance lab also is doing gifts. I saw that link for people too if they want to give the gift of training.
That's right. So, there's an 8-week lab starting in January, so perfect timing for that gift card.
That's right. That's right. So there's a couple trainers out there. CVR is doing one too, and the gift of health is always a good one. And as we think about moving into the winter, the real winter, January here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's a good time to think about cross training and, kind of exercising your muscles in a different way. So there are a few sports that are good for, helping you on the bike.
Right. Not to mention, if you like being outdoors in the winter and you like being in the snow, this is perfect. So you don't need to feel bad about, I'm skipping my bike ride and I'm going skiing, because skiing can actually be very helpful for biking, cross-country skiing specifically. Downhill skiing, there's some controversy out there, but cross-country, you're working on muscles that will help you on the bike. So your legs, your glutes, even your upper body and your core.
Yeah, the core. I mean, it's one of those things where cross country skiing is hard work. You know, when it looks like they're like gliding down a trail, but it is a lot of effort. And you know, I've always done the downhill thing until I blew out my knee. But it's deceiving. You know, you go out there for an hour, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good cross training.
It is. It is. I find myself more in the pool in the wintertime too, because I can really, that also helps my core. It kind of connects me in a way maybe that yoga does for people with, you know, it's quiet. I don't have any distractions from technology. I can't be reached. I can't be spoken to. So I kind of like to find myself in a pool. I hate getting out of the pool because it's freezing. But once I'm in and I'm swimming, I find I can really do a nice threshold effort without all the pounding, and it saves my legs. And it's a nice recovery. It's actually a nice recovery mechanism.
Yes, yes, mind and body in terms of recovery.
Yes, yes.
Hiking is a good one too. You're doing hiking a mountain. The good thing about hiking, again, working those muscles that will be helpful in cycling, including hips, and believe it or not, hiking is a weight-bearing exercise.
Yes.
So it helps with your bones, very much like running. Right?
Yeah, and with hiking too, I mean, you know, with the cycling and running, you're doing everything in a straight line, straight line, straight line. You know, it's not like you're playing soccer or, you know, having any lateral moves. And when you're hiking, depending on the surface that you're on, you know, you're kind of working those other muscles that are proprioception and you know, the muscles that don't necessarily give you strength, but they give you balance. So that sort of awareness of foot placement. So there's a lot of other good things that are happening when you do something like hiking that isn't just everything's in a straight line and you don't have to worry about balance. So, plus it's outside.
It's outside. And here is actually a nice little challenge for New Year's Day. If you feel like riding outdoors, it can be riding outdoors the number of miles corresponding to the temperature of the day.
Oh.
So if it's super cold, let's say 10 degrees, you're just out for 10 miles.
That's it.
If it's nice weather and it's 45, 50, 60, then you're out for that long.
That's an interesting concept. What if it's like minus 12?
You don't ride.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. This will be the one time that I hope for negative temperatures, because if it gets under a certain, oh man, I do not like to be out in the cold. I think I've shared that I'm meek in the cold, but maybe 10 miles I could do. If it was just a quick 10 miles.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, speaking of, you know, being outside, and more of us will be riding inside, there's some new training platforms that are in beta testing right now. As people might know, we are big Zwifters. We ride a lot in Zwift, and there seems to be a couple competitors coming on the scene vying for your virtual cycling time.
There's two that I know of. The first one is Virtu-Go. That one, there's not a lot of information out there. So you go on their website and you can sign up to be a beta tester, but they have a limited number of people that can sign up to be beta testers at a time. So you sign up and then you get a notification when it's your turn to go in and try it. So that one, there's not much really other than a picture on the website.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see if we know anybody who's doing it. I signed up, but I haven't got a link yet because I am curious to see how it works. And of course, they know it's like it's going to be buggy. They want you to report on that as well. So, you know, when things are in beta, they're not going to be perfect, and I'm sure it's not going to compare, you know, to what we're used to. But it's interesting. You know, you have to know that, you know, with the success and the wild popularity of Zwift, that others are going to be beating down that same path. So it'll be interesting to see. And then Road Grand Tours, that's been around a little bit longer. Another one that I haven't tried. Have you given that a try yet?
I haven't yet. That one is in beta. Doesn't seem to be a limit on people that can ride at a time. I think the difference between the Grand Tour and Zwift, for example, is that the Grand Tour has a more realistic feel in terms of being out in a real world and riding real courses.
Right. Right. Which would be interesting to see how that experience feels, and when you're used to one certain way. So I will be seeing if I can get on that between Christmas and New Year's. And if I can, I will report back. And if you do, please share some screenshots.
Sure.
Unless you have to sign something that says you're not going to share. But
Who knows? Yeah,
who reads the user agreement? Whoever reads that thing.
These lawyers, they're everywhere.
Some are even cycling coaches.
Well, moving
on. So this time of year, there are a lot of people that are new to Zwift, and we see them a lot in the forums. And one of the things that some of the conversations that come up each year at this time with new folks signing on is, what type of trainer and what's your setup and how do you do this and how do you do that? And I think for those of us that have been on the platform a while, we have to remember to put ourselves in the newbie's shoes and be helpful as we can and to really welcome them into the platform, because we were all those newbies that were like, wait, what's that lightning bolt next to your name mean?
Yes. Very basic questions that come up.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's like the sort of the more technical stuff, what kind of trainer and this is my budget. And, the great resource that we always refer people to is the DC Rainmaker site. He goes into detail about this is how you take it out of the box and this is what it looks like. And, I even use him for Garmin, so.
Yeah. He's great. The other one that I like very much is Shane Miller's channel.
Yes.
The Llama. He's got tons of experience, of course, riding Zwift. And so he's got great videos out there that can be very helpful. So that's another place to go to.
Yeah. And he always keeps it real too. When he talks to you, he doesn't, you never feel like he's talking down to you. He keeps it right on the level. He does a really good job of explaining stuff. And he has, I don't know how many trainers. So he has, if he doesn't have the answer, he will find the answer because he has just an array of trainers that he tests and it's what he does. So he's really good at that as well.
And then Zwift Blog, which has recently changed not only names, but a little bit of the direction they're going and their focus. Now Zwift Insider, a ton of helpful information on the website. So worth checking it out, not only about, rides, but also the courses in Zwift, what's going on, what's coming up.
Yes.
Overall, excellent website.
Well, it was the renaming was really a good idea. I mean, first of all, there's Zwift supporting it now. So before it was Zwift Blog and it was, just a couple people that were doing it. And now Zwift is, kind of pulling them into the inside so that it fits with the name, but it also differentiates, if Zwift has its own blog, now Zwift Insider is something different. But it's really, I went there immediately when I got onto Zwift and I was like, oh, this is great. I saw maps. I learned how to get around. So I know more articles keep coming regularly, but the resources are pretty deep. So it's a great one.
Yes. So I think if you go to these to start with, I think you have plenty to go on about, plenty of information. Because sometimes, the Facebook groups can be cumbersome and there's so much clutter in there too that is hard to filter out and get the answer that you need.
Yeah, and there's more Facebook groups being created every day.
Oh, so, it's like popcorn.
It is
popping up.
It is. Well, and specifically, I think there's a saturation with particularly with racing, with everything that's been happening in the last few weeks, and some of the groups I think are splintering off so that, kind of out of respect, right? To say like, okay, you guys aren't really interested in this type of banter. We'll just take that banter off of this group and move it to another one so it remains relevant. So I think all of that stuff is sort of shaking out, which is a good thing. But in the meantime, I feel like I'm like, wait, what group did I just join?
I know. It's a little bit like, just I keep thinking of them in terms of spin-offs. Oh, it's a spin-off of that group. And then there's this other spin-off of this other group. Yeah.
Right. And then you don't know where, you want to share stuff and you're like, where should I share it? And then people are seeing it twice. So you feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't share it there, but then people might miss it. So, apologies in advance. I'm an overposter and I know
it's getting busy. I don't overpost at all.
No, you and I are not overposted. We'll just take that back. No. Yep.
It's all helpful information, though.
Yes, that's right. That's right. No, we try to share it everywhere so people have it. And we also want to hear from those of you who do take the time to watch. Thank you so much. We started this in September and we've been able to keep it going despite our crazy lives. And as we kind of wind into the new year and we kind of think about things, we asked you what your motivational meme that kind of encapsulates the year ahead or your personal mantra. And we did that because we don't really believe in resolutions so much. So,
yes. So it's really very much about what you already are and what you're already doing. Yeah. And that's when these inspirational quotes or things that speak to you would come in. So we reached out to the community for some of those, and those are outstanding. I wish I could put them all bundled up easily, that I could just download them all from the post and put them on my computer and have them be screensavers that I can flip through.
Well, maybe we can figure out a way to make that happen.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and so there's a couple of them that we're going to pull out, as we usually do when we get some great feedback. And we can't include all of them because at the end of the day, you can just go to the Facebook page and see them all. But a few of them that really spoke is, I like the one about your comfort zone. Your outside of your comfort zone is where the magic happens. And I think that just sort of says so much, because everyone's comfort zone is personal, and it doesn't expect you to be anything other than challenging yourself, which I think is a good one.
It's a great one. I really love this one. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly.
Yeah, that's a good one. I love that. It's
just perseverance, breaking through that comfort zone too. But really, it's just, it really seems like it almost gets worse before it all happens and it gets better. So yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Well, it's realizing, that you are, that you change and that you evolve, and that the next place that you end up, it could be a different and more beautiful place than you ever could imagined. But first you had to kind of maybe like retreat and kind of go inside and then, wow, I'm actually a butterfly. So it's kind of a self-discovery and a little bit of a journey in there. And then whatever your 100% looks like, give it. It's perfect.
Give it.
Yep.
Who cares about what other people think or what it might look like? It doesn't matter.
That's right. Right.
You're doing it for yourself, and it's 100% of what you can give.
That's right. That's right. What is yours, Theia?
Well, it's hard to have one, but I think one that is one of the strongest ones for me is, if you are depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. If you're at peace, you're living in the present. Because really, that's all you have. It's the present.
Right. Right. Very philosophical. Very philosophical. Think about that one for a little bit. That's a good one.
I come from a family of philosophers, so I guess it's ingrained.
There you go. There you go. Well, mine is to be a Fruit Loop in a bowl of Cheerios. So maybe not philosophers in this set, but the idea is sort of that same idea that, why blend in when you were born to stand out kind of thing, just let your freak flag fly, so to speak. Yeah. But there's a lot of good ones, and hopefully we can throw a few here at the end to inspire. And really excited about 2018, and thank you for joining us on this journey. Any closing thoughts, Theia, before we wrap it up?
Just really excited to have the chance to do this with you, Beth. It's wonderful. And I hope that in 2018 we get to bring more of the content that people are looking for. So really looking forward to it. Thanks so much for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Yes.